Dear students, in the last video we have calculated AD equals to what? Q cos alpha, and BD equals to Q sin alpha. We have also calculated the length of the resultant, that's 1 is equals to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. So in today's class we will calculate actually the direction of the resultant vector. The direction of the resultant vector. What we have seen, the direction means the angle. So we can see the resultant is making an angle of theta with P vector. Resultant R vector is making an angle theta with P vector. So our duty is to calculate theta. For this case, we have already know OBD is the right angled triangle. It is the right angled triangle. Okay, this is the right angled triangle. So we can write down tan theta is equals to simply what? Simply tan theta is equals to opposite by adjacent. So opposite is BD, or perpendicular divided by base, and here base is OD for triangle OBD. For OBD triangle, we can write down tan theta is equals to BD by OD. Okay, BD by OD. Okay, so what we can write down? BD equals to what? BD is equals to Q sin alpha. We have put Q sin alpha, and OD is equals to calculate. OD is equals to OA plus AD. OA is equals to P, and AD is equals to what? Q cos alpha. So the angle is already calculated. The angle is already calculated. So if you want to calculate the angle, theta is equals to what? Tan inverse Q sin alpha E plus Q cos alpha. You should keep in mind that we have calculated the angle with P. Okay, for easiness, keep in mind that if we make an angle theta with P vector, then P will be single. P will be single. Okay, so on the up Q sin alpha, on the down Q cos alpha. Okay, this is the short technique by which you can memorize the formula so that you can use very quickly the formula. Okay, so I will discuss about some few special cases about the formula. So we can erase the board again. If alpha is 0 degree, what does mean? This one is P vector, and on the same direction Q vector is also acting. So at that case, what we can get? Alpha is equals to 0 degree. If we write down alpha is equals to 0 degree, so what will be the resultant? R will be equals to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos 0. And as you know, the value of cos 0 is equals to 1, so it will be equals to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ. And this is P plus Q whole square. So square root of P plus Q whole square. So square and root will be cancelled out. So R will be P plus Q. Another thing, if you look at the formula, if you look at the basic formula, look, I write it here again. R square is equals to what? P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha, right? Alpha. Okay. Look at this formula. You cannot change the magnitude of P. You can change the magnitude of Q. What you can change? You can change the angle. So if the angle is maximum, the value of cos alpha is maximum. The value of cos alpha is maximum, then the resultant, the magnitude of this one will be maximum. So we know the maximum value of cos alpha is equal to 1. So I have to put cos alpha is equal to 1. I have to put cos alpha is equal to 1 to check the maximum value of the resultant. How can get a maximum resultant? for this. And you know, so from here cos alpha is equals to 90 degree. Oh, sorry, cos alpha will be equals to 0 degree. I'm sorry, alpha will be equals to 0 degree. So, if alpha is 0 degree, that means if two vectors act in the same direction, at that case, we will get the maximum resultant. So, what will be the maximum? For example, P equal to 3 Newton and Q equal to 2 Newton. So, at that case, what I say, if considered, say P, magnitude of P is 3 and magnitude of Q is 2. So the resultant R maximum will be 3 plus 2 equals to 5. That means the resultant will never be more than 5 Newton. Never be more than 5 Newton. On the other hand, if you want to calculate the minimum value of the resultant, as we have calculated minimum value of the resultant, so we will look on the equation again, E square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. At the time, what we have to do? We have to minimize the value. We will check what is the minimum value of cos alpha. The minimum value of cos alpha is 0. What we are checking? Minimum. What we are checking? Actually, we are checking the minimum resultant. Okay. So at that case, alpha will be equals to the minimum value of cos alpha is equals to -1. Minimum value of cos alpha is equals to -1. At that case, alpha is equals to 180 degree. 180 degree. Okay. So if you put cos alpha is equals to -1, the formula will be like this: root over of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ into -1. So the resultant will be equals to P minus Q whole square. So at that case, I will get the minimum R minimum, that is equals to P minus Q. R minimum will be P minus Q. That means we consider here P is greater than Q. Let us say P is greater than Q. At that case, we will get the minimum value is P minus Q. Okay? We don't know. It can be written Q minus P. So I will minus the smaller one from the greater one. So in today's class, we have discussed about the angle. After that, we can discuss about the two conditions. Number one, the maximum resultant, and the number two is the minimum resultant. In the next class, we'll use the formula for different circumstances, for solving different problems. For example, a boat wants to cross the river straight. At that case, what we'll do, if he wants to cross the river in minimum time, what he have to do, in minimum distance, what he have to do, we'll discuss it in the later videos. Thank you very much.